imminently. And he says, no. And he says, I can assure you that Taiwan is part of China. It was never a country and it will never be a country. Full stop. And everyone was like, oh, okay. I guess that's what we're doing now. And so if you're the Biden administration, again, they're not that bad on China. I actually think they have a pretty sensible, if like incomplete approach, right? Which is like, okay, we want to talk to them, but like we're not going to give them stuff to talk. So they wanted the meeting. They were chasing him for the meeting, and then they get to the meeting, and finally he like just basically tells them to go screw themselves. And then they leak that the Chinese are arming the Russians, or at least getting very close to arming the Russians. It's hard to know, but anyway, they're about to arm the Russians in Ukraine, violating sanctions, taking back everything they ever said about being in control in Ukraine and Russia. And their response is to release their peace plan for Ukraine, which is like, again, kind of a sick joke if you're providing weapons to the...
And they said we had no right to even ask, because we're arming Ukraine. How dare we even bring up being upset that they might be arming Russia? Real quick, Josh, I can't answer, but if they did do it, what could we do if they start arming Russia?
Sanction China. It's really easy. It's something
to get Europe to do it too.
I wouldn't hold my breath for Europe to do it too, but the bottom line is that if China starts arming Russia, a lot of other countries won't be far behind. And again, do we want to win this thing or not? Time is running out.
Josh, thanks so much. Your insight invaluable. Appreciate it. Josh Rogan, back in Washington.
Learning something new every day on the Brian Kilmeade Show.
Whether your dog is in their puppy, adult, or senior years, there's nothing better than more years together. And the best way to feed their happy, healthy life is with fresh, healthy food. The Farmer's Dog makes it easy to keep your best friend healthy inside and out with fresh recipes made from real meat and veggies. They're pre-portioned just for your pup and delivered right to your door. Help your dog live a healthy life and get 50% off your first box of real fresh food at thefarmersdog.com/betteryears23.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart, and I have a question for you. You know that unwelcome guest everyone wishes would just leave already? That's COVID-19. That's why I got an updated booster designed to help protect against recent Omicron variants. Got it? Check eligibility and schedule your updated COVID booster at vaccines.gov. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
Do you want to know what's trending now? You can defer payments of a full NetSuite implementation for 6 months. No payments and no interest for 6 months. This is a big deal. NetSuite by Oracle has never made an offer like this in its 22 years as the leading cloud financial system. 33,000 companies have already upgraded to NetSuite, gaining visibility and control over their financials, inventory, HR, e-commerce, and more. Everything they need to reduce manual processes, boost efficiency, build forecasts, and increase productivity across every department. In fact, almost 90% of finance leaders agree that NetSuite helps them reduce manual data entry time. Whether your business generates millions or hundreds of millions of dollars, take advantage of this special financing offer of no payments or interest for 6 months at netsuite.com/special. That's netsuite.com/special. netsuite.com/special.
Hi, Larry Elder here. I never really thought much about how aches and pains can reduce a person's quality of life until pain started keeping me from living my best life. Just a few years ago, using the stairs was difficult because of the back pain. Then I found Relief Factor, a 100% drug-free solution for aches and pains. Within a week, I was on my way back to being pain-free. Now I have my life back. I take Relief Factor every single day. Relief Factor can help your body fight the inflammation that causes joint and muscle pain and the other aches and pains that come with everyday life. Treat yourself to feeling better. Move more, live more, and just enjoy your life more with Relief Factor. Join me and more than 500,000 others. Get started today with your 3-week quick start for only $19.95. About 70% go on to order more because it works for them. Go to ReliefFactor.com to order now. That's ReliefFactor.com. Feel the difference with Relief Factor. ReliefFactor.com.
The President's Day mattress sale is going on now at Mancini's Sleep World. Save up to $900 on select Beauty Rest Black mattresses and adjustable sets. Beauty Rest Black, made with premium features and modern design, using the finest materials. Or save up to $900 on select Beauty Rest Harmony Luxe mattresses and adjustable sets. And now available Beauty Rest Select. The President's Day mattress sale, now at Mancini's Sleep World.
We hear a lot about how different generations don't understand each other. What if we're wrong? Odyssey's podcast, It's Generational, is here to bring together baby boomers, Gen X, millennials, and Gen Z for conversations you won't find anywhere else.
I'm a little upset that I spend money on my hair.
I went and dyed my whole head purple.
I didn't get my license until 21.
And I wonder, as a Gen Xer, somebody who grew up biding your time as a teenager until you turned 16 and were able to get a driver's license.
Listen on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that our daughters have what they need to grow and learn. But that isn't the case for nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. that struggle with hunger.
Childhood hunger is a heartbreaking reality that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and provides it to families of children in need.
You can help kids in need in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Odyssey's I'm Listening is our commitment to more mental health conversations. Vice President Kamala Harris has made mental health a priority throughout her life and career.
It really is important to recognize that just like any other part of your body, your mind and how you are feeling, it matters. And sometimes you're not feeling so well, sometimes you're feeling great. But when you're not feeling so well, understand there's nothing wrong with seeking help.
Talk saves lives. For more mental health conversations, visit imlistening.org.
The more you listen, the more you'll know. It's Brian Kilmeade.
All right, we are back, and let me just tell you, at the bottom of the hour, we're going to be joined by Carol Markowitz and go on how the America's youth has really paid such a price with the pandemic, and now you got the allure of social media. We see the rash of suicides and anxiety levels go through the roof. How much was artificially done? How much was unnecessary? How about almost all of it, from the high school kids to the junior high school kids to the grammar school kids, who oftentimes were kept in mass, even in preschool, when they weren't in danger, and neither were the teachers. And that we knew that in real time. So let's not pretend we know it now. Carol Markowitz wrote a book about it. She's going to be with us. Also, I want to break down the comparison between New York and Florida that we saw yesterday as Governor DeSantis comes here to address the NYPD cops. He went to Staten Island, a hotbed for him, and Donald Trump, by the way. And he went to Chicago and Philadelphia, at which time he was challenged by the mayor of New York City because they say, basically, welcome to being tolerant on LGBTQ rights, and you should be more, you shouldn't be, basically welcome to our city. And Ron DeSantis' retort is classic. It is, we have more people coming to Florida from New York than any other state in the country. We have a 50-year low in terms of crime. You know this is a problem. You know what your bail law is fomented on this city, thrust on this city. You want to reverse it. Why are you going to bat for it? The mayor politically can't get it done. Now he just not even bringing it up. We have to live with it. That's why people don't want to open up a business here. That's why there's so much commercial real estate available.
Whether your dog is in their puppy, adult, or senior years, there's nothing better than more years together. And the best way to feed their happy, healthy life is with fresh, healthy food. The Farmer's Dog makes it easy to keep your best friend healthy inside and out with fresh recipes made from real meat and veggies. They're pre-portioned just for your pup and delivered right to your door. Help your dog live a healthy life and get 50% off your first box of real fresh food at thefarmersdog.com/betteryears23.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart, and I have a question for you. You know that unwelcome guest everyone wishes would just leave already? That's COVID-19. That's why I got an updated booster designed to help protect against recent Omicron variants. Got it? Check eligibility and schedule your updated COVID booster at vaccines.gov. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
Fox News, and I'm Chris Foster. Back in East Palestine, Ohio today, the head of the Environmental Protection Agency trying to reassure residents they're worried about toxic chemicals.
Michael Reagan and Ohio Governor Mike DeWine drinking water from the tap. That is a contingent of federal, state, and local officials meet in the town 2.5 weeks after a train derailment with toxic contamination has led to health concerns and reports of headaches, eye infections, and respiratory issues.
Fox is Jeff now. So, with President Biden in Poland for a speech and meetings about the Russian invasion of Ukraine, Russian President Vladimir Putin announces that he is suspending participation in a nuclear arms treaty with the United States.
The announcement is deeply unfortunate and irresponsible.
There in Athens, Greece. On Wall Street, a sell-off today. The Dow is down about 500 points. America's listening to Fox News.
Hi, Larry Elder here. I never really thought much about how aches and pains can reduce a person's quality of life until pain started keeping me from living my best life. Just a few years ago, using the stairs was difficult because of the back pain. Then I found Relief Factor, a 100% drug-free solution for aches and pains. Within a week, I was on my way back to being pain-free. Now I have my life back. I take Relief Factor every single day. Relief Factor can help your body fight the inflammation that causes joint and muscle pain and the other aches and pains that come with everyday life. Treat yourself to feeling better. Move more, live more, and just enjoy your life more with Relief Factor. Join me and more than 500,000 others. Get started today with your 3-week quick start for only $19.95. About 70% go on to order more because it works for them. Go to ReliefFactor.com to order now. That's ReliefFactor.com. Feel the difference with Relief Factor. ReliefFactor.com.
President's Day mattress sale is going on now at Mancini's Sleep World. Save up to $900 on select Beauty Rest Black mattresses and adjustable sets. Beauty Rest Black, made with premium features and modern design, using the finest materials. Or save up to $900 on select Beauty Rest Harmony Luxe mattresses and adjustable sets. And now available Beauty Rest Select. The President's Day mattress sale, now at Mancini's Sleep World.
It's the time of year where podcasts, radio stations, and TV channels share stories about the Black community for a whole 28 days. I'm Jamie Redwood, host of the podcast Beyond Black History Month. We tell Black stories year-round, from dangerous hair products,
bumps of my edges begin to come out,
to the 50th anniversary of hip-hop.
Hip-hop was about keeping it real.
Listen and subscribe to Beyond Black History Month on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts from.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing, together millions of things for our planet. Did you know that romance can be eco-friendly? Simply give your sweetheart an experience rather than a gift. You can plan a night on the town that includes dinner at a local restaurant, ballroom dancing, or tickets to the theater. You could also plan a couple's massage or even a hot air balloon ride. You can create a great memory without creating any physical waste. When we each share our one thing, it becomes 100 things, 1,000 things, 1,000,000 things for our planet. What's your one thing?
This is House Call for Hell. Many social media giants currently allow 13-year-olds to join, but some child psychologists say these apps can be harmful to children and adolescents. Dr. David Nathan says social media apps are designed to put users in uncomfortable situations because it gets reactions out of people, and that's not an environment you want a teenager to be part of.
We learn by doing, we learn by what's role modeled for us, we learn by having experiences. And if the experience is, watching a screen a couple inches from your face, especially the stuff that's entertaining on screens, is usually not really good, accurate representations of healthy ways for us to interact with each other.
A recent study out this week also looked at screen time in infants, showing it could impair their academic achievement and emotional well-being by the time they reach 9 years old. The American Academy of Pediatrics discourages all screen time before 18 months, except FaceTime or video chat. For more health news, go to foxnewshealth.com. House Call for Health. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
Now, from the historical audio archives of Fox News Talk.
The gum-chewing, rope-twirler, Oklahoma social commentator Will Rogers was a friend of presidents, heads of state, and politicians. He was often quoted in the congressional record, as he was in this recording from 1925.
And I received a wire this week from a congressman friend of mine who wants a copy of my plan to read in the congressional record. And I feel pretty good about that. That's the highest praise that a humorist can have, is to get your stuff into congressional record. You see, ordinarily, you got to work your way up as a humorist and first get into Congress, and then you work on up into the Senate, and then if your stuff is funny enough, it goes into the congressional record. But for an outsider to get in there as a humorist without having served his apprenticeship in either the House or the Senate, well, I'm not bragging, but by golly, I feel pretty good. Think about it, huh?
Stay tuned to hear more history as it unfolds before your ears. It's the audio archives of Fox News Talk.
Weekly RX with Dr. Nicole Saphier.
Heading into 2023, Canada has updated its recommendations regarding alcohol, stating that no amount of alcohol is safe and recommending no more than 2 drinks a week for men and women be consumed. This is significantly more restrictive than the dietary guidelines for Americans, which is to limit alcohol intake to 2 drinks or less a day for men or 1 drink or less a day for women. The reason being, alcohol is toxic. It is linked to heart disease, obesity, and many cancers. Yet many people, including myself, still consume it. Excessive alcohol use has led to more than 140,000 deaths and 3.6 million years of potential life loss each year in the United States, according to the CDC. Further, excessive drinking is responsible for about 1 in 5 deaths among adults aged 20 to 49 years. So moderation is key when it comes to consuming alcohol. If you're going to do it, be smart about it. Dr. Nicole Saphier, Fox News.
It's the morning show that overslept. Fox Across America with Jimmy Fallon.
Prior to getting the show, you remember, I used to be like, well, I don't know if I'm intellectually qualified. Then I look at who's actually running the country. Then I look at who's actually working at the other media outlets.
I'm surrounded by idiots.
Exactly. And I'm like, all right, let's get on the air and have some fun.
Weekdays, noon to 3 p.m. Eastern. Listen live or get the podcast now at foxacrossamerica.com.
If you're interested in it,
Brian's talking about it. You're with Brian Kilmeade.
There should not be any of these woke prosecutors getting elected anywhere in the country at this point. We've seen it. It's been an experiment, and the experiment has failed. And there's a lot of people that have been victimized based on this political ideology. We take very seriously our responsibility for K-12 education. And in Florida, our promise to parents is you send your kid to school in Florida, they're going to get an education, not a political indoctrination.
And people have a problem with that. They have a problem with the fact that the CRT, which was pro-queer theory and all types of the AP course was all on a tangent, DeSantis called it out. And when they go out and he said that he's looking at banned books, no, he wants to scan the books and make sure there's no pornography in there or something inappropriate for a 3rd grader. And can we not talk about gender and picking your gender with toddlers? Is that crazy? Carol Markowitz with the New York Post moved to Florida, co-author of a forthcoming book, Stolen Youth, has been watching Governor DeSantis' popularity rise and the attacks reign. Carol, are you surprised by the volume attacks, inaccurate attacks on the governor?
Hi, Brian. So nice to talk to you. No, I'm not surprised because he's so effective that this is all they have. And if you don't bow to them, they really don't like that. So, for example, the AP course that you mentioned, it was a Black history course, but it was filled with a bunch of nonsense. I want my kids learning Black history. I don't want them learning about queer theory in Black history because that's simply unrelated. And I think it's offensive to insert unrelated material like that and say that this is part of Black history. It just isn't. So I'm not surprised that the governor is getting the kind of attacks that he's getting. They don't have anything else on him, and he has a thick skin. I think he's going to be able to handle it.
Well, right now, the pandemic will put him to prominence, taking on Disney, and a lot of these culture things, like the one you just mentioned, raised his ratings. He won by 19 points in what was considered a swing state. Maybe it was Charlie Crist, but maybe it was he found a way to get the Hispanic vote and independent voters. How did he do that?
So I think that part of his appeal is that he sees that all of these things are related.